Here on the watch spot, where we can frame things correctly at all, ever. I promise. Oh, we're such an unprofessional. This probably isn't even working. I don't even know why I'm pulling it up. TV is back. I was not all week long. I was like, this isn't gonna happen. And then like the past couple days, it's like, oh, TV's trickling back into our lives. So good old CBS is back in full. I guess after Valentine's Day or whatever. And it's the beginning of the month, so my internet's whatever their data research has restarted. Starting to get onto you, Fios. I'm recognizing what's happening. I've pulled enough data over the past couple months. I haven't written it down anywhere, but I've observed. It was really interesting to see Kevin Waite and Man with the Plan back to back, because the thumbnail for Man with the Plan is interesting, because I was like, well, were they trying to do a what if Matt LeBlanc was Kevin James? And it was a little mean for me to think that, but they have him in a fat suit on a couch with a grabber trying to reach chicken. It is what it is, what it is, yo. So, oh, Good Fight's coming back. I was gonna say, like, I am paying for CBS All Access, and while I maintain that it is worth it because I watch so many of the CBS shows, to like if CW had one, I'd do it for that too. It's worth for me to miss the commercials. I'd rather pay a flat fee than have to spend time right now. And they added a new show called Living Biblically. That's not just CBS Access; it's general viewing. But I can't. It's the main guy's a funny guy and everything, and he's a good actor. But no, I can't follow a show that decides to live by the letter of the Bible, because no one's gonna do that. The show's not gonna do that accurately enough for me to be interested in it, because pretty much he'd have to murdering all those who do not follow. The Crusades happen for a reason, because there are parts of the Bible that can be interpreted that way. Ugh. Do good unto others. Believe in what you believe. I'm gonna do the same. That's what that is. I don't know why I opened show notes. I don't have show notes for this anymore. I just gotta go back through. I don't know. Like I used to, like, I took a time to go through before and actually write some stuff up. But until I get in the habit of like blogging per episode, I said blogging because I could do that on the Tumblr. Like, I don't know how to do it, and this is probably one of the more intensive product channels that I don't feel like putting time into. To be honest, like, I'd much rather be playing games because I can't seem to keep up. But Superior Donuts, seeing Foz's kid come into the picture, so like we're adding a new character, even if he's intermittent. It's interesting to see, because we saw the main guy's daughter come into play, and like she's been in and out, I think, a couple times. I want to say the cop's daughter has done the same thing. We've seen Franco's dad. We haven't seen anything from Sweatpants, but Sweatpants is the auxiliary character, so I don't know if we're going to see an auxiliary character of an auxiliary character. So the next one to show up is going to probably be Sophia, the food truck lady. We're probably going to see something out of her, because we're probably never going to see Tush's, because he's really that just kind of odd character. Big Bang actually hit a big benchmark. Howard's second kid, something Michael something, Wolowitz probably, finally is born in the timeline. So that was interesting to see, even though the show is just in a fucking deadpan, because they were like, what do we got left? Well, she could finally have the baby, because it's been a little bit late on that, because it fucking has. Because there isn't anything going on for it. Like, there's no point to the show. It's just, oh, we're couples, it's nice, isn't it? And then Raj is in the background serial dating as usual now. So I don't know what they're going to do. The only thing they really have left to pursue is Sheldon and Amy getting pregnant, which they made a joke about how little they have sex in this last episode, and then Raj settling down and or having a baby. You know what? That would be a fun benchmark for them to do, is if Raj had knocked up one of his previous dates, and then they show up with a kid. Because it finally gives Raj everything. But it would probably have to go the route of Raj being a single parent and not necessarily, how do I say it? Oh, it's too far away. It shouldn't be that far away, honestly. But, and Raj, like, trying to do it on his own instead of that, and then maybe finding someone. So that would actually, if they could do it right now, if, like, the next episode, Raj ends up being a baby daddy, and then he finds Miss Right by the end of the thing, and combine that with Amy being pregnant somehow, or Penny announcing that she's pregnant with Amy's baby, would be interesting. If they're going to another season, like, the idea that, like, she hadn't actually agreed to it yet, or she agreed to it but not when, that would actually be interesting. Meanwhile, back on Young Sheldon, still can't believe this show has had this much success against this spinoff. Sheldon's mom going to, like, work at the church actually brings in, like, a whole benchmark in Sheldon's life there. It's like, it's where he starts actually earning independence. Whether or not he ever actually gets there is another thing, but he starts the progress. And he's got Missy around because they're twins. And then Mima's checking in on him. Dad's calling. Mom's calling. Who knows what older brother is up to? He fucks off pretty well. But they handle it, like, character-wise, they handle it pretty well. If they were older, who knows? But, like, the fact that they were smart enough to get whiskey to disinfect a wound, Sheldon got like a splinter or something. But, like, they poured a tall glass. And if you know anything about alcohol, and I barely do, that was a fucking lot. Because whiskey is something you do in a shot, probably with ice, if you're a monster or whatever. I don't know. I've heard people go different ways with it. Funny enough, Mom hit a benchmark too. Jamie Lee Presley is a long-time favorite crush actress. Whatnot you want to have from me on that, because she's definitely good at both. She's been in a fat suit for the last few episodes, and I don't know if she finally got tired of it or they finally just decided to drop it. But she's skinny again, as her character put it. So, yay, I guess. I mean, like, I wish there was a more deep benchmark I could point out for this show, but that's where it's at. And they did try to write in something a little bit more deep, where it's like she's decided to start spending more responsibly, instead of trying to use money to make yourself happier. However, like, that causes a lot of other emotional issues because it removes the affordability of the support she had, because they're used to going to this restaurant where she always pays, and they can't afford it because their lives suck. It's just what it is. And I can't say that it's where Christy gets into law school, because that didn't happen. This is a show built on tragedy. It's like, for every 10 little tiny things that happen that go well, that amount to, like, one good thing, something has to go bad. And while it's a really good show, I highly recommend it, especially if you are an alcoholic or you know anyone who's alcoholic. Apparently it's very relatable. I've heard that firsthand. Secondhand? I guess it's secondhand. No, I heard it from someone firsthand. You're hearing it from me secondhand. That's how you do word math. And then Life in Pieces. I zoned in and out today. I was doing other stuff while I was watching. But as far as I can tell, it's as good as ever. We didn't really hit any, like, major benchmarks like these other shows, but great dysfunctional family stuff, on par with Modern Family, which was also out this week. We'll circle around to that real quick on the movie front for CBS. If you're wanting to watch a movie and you're on CBS, remember, they do have a movies tab. The Italian Job is no longer available. It looks like it's switching about monthly now. Children of a Lesser God is still there. No plans on actually watching that from me, but there is Some Kind of Wonderful there, and all three people on that cover look familiar, but not familiar enough that I want to look it up, see who they are, and see what the movie's about. I'm just being honest. I don't want to play it. From the creative mind of legendary filmmaker John Hughes comes one of his funniest and most unique looks at high school adolescence. Keith, Eric Stoltz, Watts, Mary Sue Masterson, and Amanda Leah Thompson. That's who I recognized for sure. Prove once and for all that you've got to risk a broken heart in order to find the one true love. This unforgettable romantic comedy has laughs, romance, and is truly some kind of wonderful. There's your little thing. Thanks, CBS, for having a movies tab. It's pretty funny. Oh yeah, that's right too. It's totally official now. It's not just rumor mill. Disney is going to launch a streaming platform. They have acquired Fox, so if you like anything made by Fox, to include Fantastic Four or X-Men, anything that's Marvel related, anything that's Star Wars related, anything from the Disney Channel itself, to include Disney XD, such as Star Butterfly versus the Forces of Darkness, Gravity Falls. What's the other one that's popular? Shit, I always forget it, and people keep telling me to watch the damn thing. It's some name, I don't know. But there is a lot of stuff that's gonna show up on that platform that you would expect to be on Netflix and Hulu and stuff, and it just won't be anymore. Just seeing all that stuff drop away from Hulu for Fox is going to be interesting. Maybe Hulu can strike up deals with Sci-Fi, TBS, and TNT and finally fix my fucking experience with that. Because, day one I'm going to be on that Disney platform. It's just going to happen. Honestly, depends how much they charge, but we'll see. Today is the 2nd of March, so we've got to go back on Hulu. Thanks, Hulu, for not giving me how many days back it is as well. So back to last Friday, the 9th, and Premature. Really? Natural Selection. Why are these on here? Is these... Oh, that must... Oh, okay. Oh, God, I have not... Oh, this is... Oh, okay. That's February. I scrolled way far back. So we're only looking from the 23rd of February forward. And so there's a huge gap there because of the lack of TV that was coming out, especially on Hulu. So after The Fundamentals of Carrie, which I remember watching, I tried to watch All Enchanted again. I was trying to put myself to sleep. It did the trick. I don't remember anything from her as an adult. I remember her getting picked on in school and then snooze. Thank goodness. Good Kids, I can actually really recommend this. We're on to Netflix, by the way. Good Kids is about the kids who are good and stayed in line and have nothing but regrets from high school. I'm gonna go ahead and thumb it up right now. And you'll recognize some of these guys too, especially the two leads, who are... Nicholas Braun, I think, is the tall, skinny guy. He was the guy in high that glowed. I'm pretty sure that's him. And then Zoe Douche. Douche? Oh, that's an unfortunate name for showbiz. Both of them I recognize. I don't know what she's been in, if I'm being honest. Beautiful Creatures, that's what it was. And then Nicholas Braun, what is he in? What did they say he's been in? Chalet Girl. Princess Protection Program. He was in High School High. It's fine. Unless I've got it wrong. Oh, man. That's okay. That's alright. We don't have to look into that history. But yeah, it was actually really cool to see that. I wasn't expecting much from it. So that definitely helps. And, I love it when you go in low expectations or no expectations. You're just like, what the fuck is this? And it turns out to be really good. I did the same thing with The Breadwinner, but unfortunately it was kind of like when I was trying to go to sleep. Do not put that on if you've not watched it. Yeah, it's not a light movie. It's animated, which I thought, okay, this is going to be some shitty kids movie. This looks like it's really well animated. And it is really well animated. Unfortunately... Don't even know what country it is, but it is from the perspective of the Middle East, somewhere where women are not people. So it's a husband who lost his leg from a landmine. Their youngest is a man, or boy, and then his wife, and he has 2 daughters, both of marrying age. One more recent to that than not. So this is a place where, oh my god, I hate, my brain hurts having to explain this at all. That this is real in some places, where it's actually illegal for a woman to call attention to herself. A woman can't conduct business. Shops are fined, and the male proprietors are jailable for selling to a woman. And this is a place where, like, it's not cops, but it's essentially secret police that can go around and beat you if they catch you breaking the law. There's actually a scene where it's the guy's, fuck, I can't believe I'm saying this, but he's actually trying to be a nice guy, because his instructions, obviously, if like a woman is out, she got really far, like it was the mom and the youngest daughter, they got really far going to the prison, but they got caught by the secret police that drive around in like trucks or whatever. And so he calls her out and he's like, "What are you doing here? You understand that you're not supposed to be doing this? That you're not supposed to be out here unsupervised, without a chaperone, without this and that and that and this." And like, she's like, "Yes, but I'm trying to go to my husband. I have to get to my husband." And he's just not hearing it because he's not supposed to. He's trying to do his job. And he's trying to send her home. But unfortunately, like, and reasonably, mind you, from our perspective, she isn't going. She's trying to reason with him, which is honestly the wrong move in that situation. Because, and for what this movie shows some of the other people doing, they argue, or let's call it arguing, why not? For quite a while, that about whether or not she should be there or she should go home. And he finally gives up. He's like, "Fine, I'll beat you." And then even as he's doing it, like, he works her over pretty well. And he hits her with the walking stick she's carrying. But he stopped. He doesn't do it for that long. Not that matters. And then he stops and he's like looking over his shoulder back at the truck. He talks to her and he's like, "Go home. You aren't supposed to be here." And then, like, a little louder as he's starting to walk away, he's like, "And if I see you again, I'll have you arrested." So, in a horrible world where that's being nice, because honestly, there are places where she would have just been killed on the spot, and then, like, or kidnapped, raped, and killed, in that order, probably. Maybe others. But that's a reality in some places, and we have it pretty good here, and we fucking ruin it with all kinds of bullshit. So I want the world to be a better place. I'm really pissed at people who don't aim to make it that way. They want it how it is because they get on top, and the whole point is that she pulls a Mulan. She pretends to be a boy for quite a while. She finds another girl who's pretending to be a boy. And it works for a while until she gets recognized. And then a war breaks out. So there's a lot of interesting aspects to it. Please, when you have the right mindset, go watch Breadwinner. Highly recommended. And if I don't have a thumb on it, I'm fucking putting it down. Okay, and then, see, you get movies like that that just kind of, like, shock you. It's like, "Oh, I didn't know about this. I didn't. Oh. And then a movie that's been plaguing me for a while, because I've watched it before, The Little Prince. It's an odd movie, and I honestly can't remember who does it, but it's got a very unique animation style. It gets the thumb. It's a Netflix original. That's why the animation style is so odd. But it bounces back and forth between the 2 different animation styles. I really gotta wrap this up. It goes through, like, this kind of stop motion clay paper mache look. I know it's weird, and then, like, a true CG look that actually kind of reminds me a little bit of Pixar, but I guess I can't prove it. And then I tried to watch... Oh, Veronica. Oh, yeah, I tried to watch Veronica. Saw subtitles and ran. I'm afraid of reading my movies. 1991 Madrid. After holding a seance at school, teen girl monitors younger siblings at home. Suspects, evil forces entered their apartment. It's got all the cool trappings of a good horror film right there. Or at least an entertaining one. But I can't read, gotta move on. And I threw on some assembly required. Season 1, Episode 1, Strong Suit. Another Netflix original that looks like it was made on out of the Disney Studios. Essentially, a kid ends up suing a toy company and then winning the company as a result of the lawsuit. The owner, how do you say it, stalks him, essentially, causing trouble for him, and he hires some of his friends from high school, which includes the girl he likes, the girl that likes him, a handsome surfer dude that's an extreme idiot. So you've got a tester for toys right there, and then he's got like a fashionista friend. So like he's got stuff to work with. Oh, and his best buddy that's there for no reason. Because in the first episode, he tries to pretend he's in the 2nd grade, that he's 7, and a girl. He almost pulls off that last one, but he horribly breaks character. I can't recommend it, honestly. I don't think it's going to get any better after the first episode, and quite frankly, poo. I have to pull that up, too, now that I think about it. So that, I'm not giving that a thumb. I'm not going to give it a downvote either, but it's just not for me. Everything Sucks. If you liked the 90s, you were alive at the time, especially if you went to high school in the 90s, watch Everything Sucks. It is American Degrassi, finally. And it's not even concentrating on, like, cheap issues like I would expect America to do to that show. It doesn't go quite as deep, but it's definitely exploring sex and sexuality, and those are different. As a coming-of-age saga, and I honestly highly recommend it. I think it was really good. Again, if it doesn't have the thumb, I'm going to give it to it right now. And then I've kind of watched Evan Almighty. Yeah, give you a thumb. It's a shit movie, but it's entertaining, and I can't turn it off for some reason. Speaking of which, okay, I'm gonna look over my watch list real quick. I was this close to watching Absentia. The Tick came out with more episodes for season 1, so it's like season 1.5. Please go watch The Tick. It's amazing. I can't believe they did such a good job with it without trying to deliver the cartoon to us again. Which that was actually the problem with the first one, is that they attempted to give us the comic that we got in the cartoon. But then they changed all the different aspects of it probably because of licensing problems. And it was a real shame for that to have happened. I know for a fact that I watched something else. Let me look at my browsing history. Oh, 50-50. Joseph Gordon-Levitt has cancer. His best friend is Seth Rogen. They do a really, really good job with both the serious aspects and the comedy. He has a cheating whore of a girlfriend, which I can't remember her name right now, but she's actually a decent actress. Oh, Bryce Dallas Howard. Very, very pretty as well. And Anna Kendrick, which I know everybody likes. I hear all kinds of gross things about how much people like her fairly often, but good for her for being a great enough actress to bring everyone's attention to her, and then also having good enough physique and look to her that everybody appreciates her as well, and her health, of course. She's done a lot in a very small amount of time. That girl works, so let that weigh in. Click again. I think I watched Click actually, because I think I fell asleep pretty early the other time. Christopher Walken's funny. Adam Sandler's good. They put him in a fat suit at one point. And then Kate, whatever her name is pretty fun. She actually has a lot of range. I don't think she gets credit for it as much. Beckinsale. I think she someone who also gets pointed out for being hot a lot, hot, not just because she looks good, but for her acting, that she does stuff like that. And there's a little bit of this in this, but it is a family movie, so they actually real tasteful about it. Other than the dogs fucking the duck, because that duck gets fucked 3 ways to Sunday. By 4 different dogs. Yep. I do want to mention Gigahose, which is on Amazon Prime right now. It's actually a web series, so it's probably on YouTube somewhere. But season 1's available on there on Amazon Prime, and you can go to gigahose.com, which sounds like a porn site but isn't. It's a mockumentary web series about a small business that owns sex bots in like the year 2050 or whatever. So they just got like the new model, the Gen 7 or whatever. So they're hoping that it'll really do well for their business. And they've got a couple a couple of the older sex bots. So they've got 2 females, a male, and then the new male. So it's really 2 each. And they kind of, they really cleverly discuss like sexual behavior out of different cultures in the world, different expectations between men and women in sex, and a little bit of sub-dominance culture, prostituting clientele in general, like street walking still illegal, but you can have sex bot or escort companies that can have sex bots. So it's interesting, and the lovely Jessica Parks is in this. Like I feel hard. I lost my mind a little bit there. I was like, how did they get Rose Leslie? Because they look amazingly similar, and she's nice enough and still small enough. Let's say that when I followed her on Twitter, that she actually followed me back. So if Jessica finds this somehow, you are lovely and funny. And a great little actress for this web series. Thank you. And all your friends here that have made this wonderful little show. My point was going to be on this that Amazon does not want me to actually watch it. It kept stopping the automatic play. So I still have 4 more episodes to watch. I wasn't aware of I was done. I got to episode 8 and I was like, oh, they did it like a British show where it's 8 episodes long and they stop. Alright, we gotta run through Hulu real fast, because we got about 5 minutes, which I'm not gonna make. Buddha. Well, Librarians, this should be a lot of it. I finished the Librarians, season 2, or into season 2 and season 3. They ended in a really fucking weird note, I'm just gonna be honest. There's a lot of, like, good episodic content. The actors are fun and great to watch. I really like, Cassandra Killian's, I don't know her real name, sorry, like mind math thing that she does. It reminds me a lot of Alphas, where the guy could see radio waves. She has this ability with math and patterns and stuff to be able to project it in front of her, and then like a supercomputer see it all render and play in front of her in real time. So it's really interesting to see that sort of thing in shows where the person's superpower is something smart and being able to think out a problem instead of being able to do it in a big flashy way and just look cool. And it's, I mean, and I was going to say it's like, she still looks flashy and good and all that too, so it's not all the way there. You pick a less cute girl to do it, maybe it would weigh in a little bit more, I'm just saying. But if that's my big complaint, I'm sure she'll be fine with it. Like, it's like, you were a little too hot to play this role. And not to play the role, but to play it the way they were playing it, because they tried to pass her off as like a nerdy, unattractive girl next door. It's so weird when things do that. It's like, no. You cast, and I'm talking stereotypically, like, by the numbers, like, if you put her in front of a group of people, the majority of people are going to think she's cute, no matter where you go, type of person. So it's weird when you take someone like that and, like, try to make her not that. Like, she's all that bothers me to this day. I know what I'm doing over here. I'm trying to multitask, and it's not working. You were distracting. Stop it. Is that the problem, that I'm not seeing what I need? Oh, I'm not. Why am I not seeing that? Oh, because I'm on the wrong drive. Okay. The Mick was back with a couple things, and then I watched a bunch of clips I didn't need to. But it's really funny. It's really kind of cool to see them go like a more mature route with the character, because it really looked like they did the oldest daughter. I can't remember their names. Fuck them. The oldest daughter as like a fan service lesbian thing, and then they comment on it. So it's like they try to defend it, and they call her out on it. And so like there's this weird moment of like, are you gonna grow to be better people? Probably not. Okay, I'm sorry I asked. Triangle. So it's just kind of cool to see them do it, and then actually comment on like how fucked up it was. So stuff like that is actually creating discussion, and actually makes it move into like a critique artist area and not just fan service. So it's really cool to see that sort of thing happen. Oh yeah, I forgot I was gonna do that. So what was the other one? Gene Snap Pop. So I grab that too while I'm at it. Let's see. Oh, Lucifer. He's such a little baby about things, though. So I'm not really sure, like, I can say as many good things about that show as I've been saying about how deep some of these other shows are going about things, because really, they really just show how much of a tantrum he's throwing, and being immortal will do that to you, I'm sure. Let's see here, a bunch of clips. Mick, fresh off the boat. Yay, cool, great. I'm glad this story's moving along. They're not just keeping him in the same grade. And he's a real performer. It keeps trying to make me watch Broad City, which I'm not against doing. Just having it force me to do it makes me not want to do it out of spite. So I keep changing it, and eventually I will get back to Broad City. I'm on the last page. I got like 1 minute left. Come on. The middle, Sue getting drunk on her 21st. There's a lot of milestones happening here. It's really weird. Kevin probably saves the world. God, this is a real fucking spoiler. I almost don't want to say it. But it's a good show, and this won't hurt the thing. But one of the characters actually dies on the show. I won't even say which one, but it's a big deal because it proves what the stakes are at hand, and what the importance of Kevin's work actually is. So, and then we actually get to see different characters actually find some romance and everything, and that's always more entertaining to me. American Housewife, Field Day. We get to see mom crush other moms with the little one. I don't know, it's a weird jealousy infighting thing between eldest daughter, boyfriend, dad, and son. It's weird. It's a little weird. I'm just gonna be honest. Not the best episode. Another big milestone with JJ turning 18 and storming out of his own birthday party. JJ is the guy in the wheelchair on Speechless. So I think he goes and gets a tattoo is the big thing. That's whatever taboo that is. Whatever. But the point is that he's finally not doing something his mom told him, or he's finally doing something his mom told him expressly not to do. So he's expressing dominance in the way a juvenile would. But he's handy-capable, so they have to make some allowances for things, especially when he feels that he can't do things, because certain parts of his handy-capable life are different from a normal's. Oh yeah, I think that the brother got himself dumped. Fucking retard. But he found a superpower too, and that's how he ended up losing his girlfriend. So I'm actually expecting them to bring back Kimberly, and actually have that kind of be the new girl. He's like, well, since the other one blew up in my face, I'm gonna ride this out. Modern Family. It's so hard to talk about Modern Family. Like, we hit a Valentine's Day thing there with like Jay and Gloria trying to be more like the Dumfies, and of course that all goes to shit. The funny part was the little kid trying to seduce Claire, is that's two of Gloria's daughters or sons falling for her, when they could be going to him. AP Bio, it was fun to have that came back. Nothing really big there other than him fighting student council and ruining someone's life. Superstore was really cool because we finally hit the point where Amy's admitting that she cares for Josh, and that's a huge deal in my book as far as she's concerned. Okay, I've got to go. I normally sit here and banter a little bit more, but I've got to go start. But maybe come join us over at Rabbit/Kamurai. We're going to watch Triangle, and then Sunday we're going to do Captain America, the First Avenger for real this time, and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. The first one first, or the second one first, the first one second. All right. So I am Kamurai, and if you haven't heard me say it a dozen times before, whoa, where's it at? Have a nice day. If you want to see anything else we're up to, go ahead and click the annotations, and they'll take you to other channels. Thanks for watching.